why some hair transplant clinics are lying to patients about the final number of implanted grafts, showing you also the real life examples, so stay tuned. This video is brought to you by GoFiber Hair Building Fibers. Pick up your free sample and get instant hair confidence. Start your transformation today. Hey, welcome back. My name is Matt and you are watching my hair loss and hair transplant related channel. So if this is the topic that you find interesting or fascinating, make sure you subscribe to my channel right now and also hit the notification bell as well in order to not miss any future videos like this one. And for all you new guys watching my channel for the very first time, I highly suggest you to download my free ebook 5 Things I Wished I Had Known Before My Hair Transplant in the description below. And now let's proceed with the topic of today's video. Alright guys, there is no way that this gentleman got 2,800 grafts implanted as he was being told to. And this is also not 3,400 grafts as this gentleman was being told to, but it's less. Clinics do this to sound better to guys who are not as educated. They cannot really imagine how much area 2,000 or 3,000 grafts can really cover if it's done right. Before I share with you the proofs why I think these guys got less amount of grafts implanted than what they have been told to, let me share with you which are the types of hair transplant clinics and hair transplant doctors who are more likely to lie about the final amount of grafts implanted. Hair transplant clinics and doctors not providing a detailed report on how many single, double, triple grafts and quads were extracted. Clinics where the graft extraction is being routinely performed by technicians. And third, hair transplant clinics and doctors known for attracting uneducated guys, usually in the low-priced package zone in Turkey, but also possible worldwide if the price is too good to be true for the number of grafts being promised by the particular clinic. Alright guys, now let's take a look at our first example. A clinic offering a package deal of $2,000, and the clinic said they will implant 2,800 grafts for this young gentleman. But now if we take a look at the after picture, now I mean immediately after the procedure, I took a look at it for the first time and I was like, hey, well, this is at most 2,000 grafts. Why do I think so? Following case was shared by one of my subscribers. There are plenty of cases like his. He was kind and brave enough to share it with you. Alright guys, it's gonna be Adobe Photoshop, which is gonna help us with the next quest. First, changing the lights and contrast to see the gaps better in order to be able to count the grafts. I'm gonna start counting the grafts from here all the way here. Alright, so starting here with the green color. That's how it is, guys. And on the frontal hairline and corner, I was using a softer brush because it wasn't easy to see the grafts, and I was able to count 450 grafts. Now, moving on to the frontal hairline. Here I see many scabs and it's not very clear how many grafts are here, but I was able to count what I was able to count. I came up to 167 grafts here. Zooming in and using another color to highlight the grafts underneath, you can see how it's going. Here I came on to 420 grafts. So you can see we have so far 420 grafts on the left, we have the frontal hairline 167 grafts and the right side 450 grafts, which makes it around 1037 grafts. And the most of the area is already covered or painted with the brush. Now it was my intention to start counting the grafts on the areas which are more easier to see the grafts to make you think. Do you really feel like in this area, which is marked with the red brush here, we have 1,800 grafts? Because this is the number that should be there originally after what the clinic said to the patient. I went as far and tried to really overdo it with the density and using the yellow brush right now, creating plenty of imaginary incisions which are not there in such density as I am doing right now, of course. Just to let you know that if I do that, let's see on how many grafts I will come onto. 1 1,000 grafts. Even if I overdid it with the density, which was crazy, most likely much better than originally what had been implanted on this picture, you can still see that it's only 1,000 grafts, which makes it like 2,000 grafts altogether. And his 5th month after pictures show, unfortunately, that I was indeed overdoing it with the density. 1000%. It's not more than 2,000 grafts, okay? I'm sure we can agree on that. Well, if it would be 2,800, it would look more like this. Just for the illustration for all the new guys who have no clue what 2,000 grafts look like. Now I call this strategy overquoting. You can call it what you want. This is basically a strategy for many hair transplant clinics and hair transplant doctors where they tell you we will transplant more just to make it sound good to you. It makes you think like you're getting like a lot of grafts, great density for a very small or relatively small amount of money. Now let's take a look at the second example of overquoting. Here the gentleman was quoted 3,400 grafts, which he expected that they will be implanted as well. But was it really? Let's take a look. Now, in reality, it is definitely not more than 2,500. If we take a look at how 3,400 grafts really look like, it would be more something like that. And you can really see it how the hair density through the whole mid-scalp is just much better here than it is here. And also see the frontal hairline is much more densely packed. Now guys, hear me out because this is important, and for new guys it may not be as obvious, and many guys will think that both hairlines were implanted under a very similar density. But this is not really true, because if you take a look at the lower hairline, which is the hairline supposed to have 3,400 grafts, in reality is way less. If you take a look on the implants, you will see these cogs or kind of corks around the grafts which are surrounding the hair shaft, okay? This is like the dead skin tissue. I mean, it's not dead yet entirely, but it hasn't been washed out properly immediately after the procedure, as you can see on the upper hairline, which looks much more cleaner the one day after the procedure. All clinics which do not wash out the hair properly and clean all these cogs or pegs or plugs of skin tissue, whatever as I called them, these things make the graft unnecessarily thick. And that makes the guy think like he has a great density because the gaps between the implants are not as huge as we can see here. But once the skin literally dies out and falls out, you can suddenly notice how the distances between the implanted grafts are becoming larger and larger. Alright, now here's what's important for you if you are interested in a hair transplant, or also important for you if you already got a hair transplant and you need a repair because it didn't go as planned. Well, let me help you with that. I can help you find a reliable hair transplant doctor, either within your area where you live or worldwide, depends on you. Somebody who will not overharvest your donor area, somebody who will get you a naturally looking hairline, natural result, somebody who will implant the number of grafts he will say he will implant, somebody who's honest, be it a hair transplant clinic or a hair transplant doctor, okay? If you are interested, make sure you sign up for a free call in the description below, the link which says one-on-one hair transplant mentoring. Well, the only thing you need to do is to go to my website, fill out the short application form, will take you like 2 minutes, and then just wait for me to call you and get you started the right way, okay? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out of here.